The Bert Show.
All right, so it's happening in real life, right? This was a movie.
It was called The Wedding Planner, starring Jennifer Lopez and Matthew McConaughey.
So Catherine has a friend that is sort of going through the exact same thing right now. Hey, Catherine.
Hi.
Morning. How are you today?
I'm okay.
All right, so this is your best friend?
Yeah.
Okay, tell the history here.
Sure, yeah. She's one of my very, very dear friends. She's a wedding planner. And she's meeting with the bride and the groom this morning for this wedding she's been planning for months. And she's going to fire them. But, yeah, not only is she dumping the clients, the groom is also going to dump the bride this morning because he and my friend have started secretly kind of seeing each other.
So they didn't know each other before this whole thing.
No.
He gets engaged and he's got more of a connection with the wedding planner than he does with his fiance.
Yeah. I mean, I know that it sounds terrible. And I'm not saying that it's right, but the bride is awful. Like, full on bridezilla. Like, just terrible, not good person. And my friend is just salt of the earth. Precious.
Well, she's not very good at her job.
She's one of the best. Like, she's amazing at planning and just very caring and organized and everything. But just, they've been working together for a couple of months, and she and the groom just really hit it off. I can't, explain it. So,
Bert, how do you look at this?
Well, it depends. You want to look 25 years in the future?
Maybe.
Okay, if we look 25 years in the future and your friend and the groom are still together, it was destiny bringing them together. It's a shame there had to be a victim in this whole thing.
So, sometimes I guess there are destiny victims.
Destiny victim. You're a victim of destiny. Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it helps. If they break up in the next 2 months, man, what a D-bag.
How long do you know how long the groom and the bride have been together?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
They've had to have been together at least, a couple years.
Because weddings are extremely stressful. Been there, done that. Cassie's in the middle of it. Dobby's gone through it. And one person's bridezilla could just be another person's particular.
Save that.
I'm just saying. And because it is such a stressful time, I don't feel like the bride's getting a fair shake.
It almost doesn't even feel like this should be legal. Like you can't fall in love with your therapist. You guys can't start dating.
Yeah.
Like this is a professional thing. Like when the feelings start happening, I almost think professionally you got to bail out of the whole thing.
It's totally different with it. Like you can fall in love with your the therapist's job is to make you happier. So if you fall in love with your therapist, they kind of did their job. Like if you're together, but a wedding planner have one job.
You
they
have one
take
job.
on clients, and you have one job: get them to the altar, and then shut up. And she didn't. And she's bad at her job.
I hope she's prepared for a really bad Yelp review.
She did not plan on this happening.
Well, of course not. Now, they're going to drop the bomb. Like, not only is she bailing on the wedding planning, but they're going to tell her that I'm out as your wedding planner, and also I'm in love with the groom. The groom's in love with me. Like, all of this is getting dumped on her at the same time. Can't we do this in phases?
It almost feels like it could be. It should be.
Yeah, it's like...
Like, does she really need to know 100% of the truth right now?
I mean, I guess it's like a Band-Aid. You just got to rip that off, but...
Yeah.
I don't understand why the wedding planner even needs to fire them as clients. Why can't the guy just get the nads to break off everything?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Because then you don't need a wedding planner.
I think they thought it would be better to do it together.
Oh, God.
Well, the bride had actually called and asked to meet this morning anyway, because she wanted to discuss wedding photographers for the third time.
That's okay.
So, yeah, I know. It's just, seriously, you'd have to talk to this lady. She's just, anyway, but they just decided that, you know what, this is the best time. We should tell her she's going to have limited time. It's going to be in a public place. Let's just
in a public place.
This is ridiculous. Okay, so she's probably a little type A and a little like over the top because she's dating a giant man child that she has to babysit all the time.
They can't do this in a public place.
Right.
There's no right or wrong way to do this. They just need to
You
do
can't
it.
do this at a Waffle House, man. You just got to be somewhere like in the privacy of
If
your
she
own house.
likes waffles, you can.
That's so disrespectful, man, to do it in a public place because then you literally are putting her between a rock and a hard place, and you're not going to be able to have any type of genuine reaction or conversation because you're in public.
Yeah,
that is so. I
I think they are really afraid of how she's going to be. I mean,
duh.
I
You
didn't
should
know
be.
Anybody would be upset, but I'm telling you, I think this woman would just completely blow up.
They're doing everything wrong. That's why. That's exactly why they should do it in the privacy of their own home, not do it in public. She's gonna blow up.
No, I think it'll be great if they're like, listen, so we need to break up with you and fire you today. Scattered, covered, and smothered. Like, that's great.
And like the Bert Show's been working. I mean, we need to try easier is our problem. We try so hard to come up with viral videos and it never happens. So if you can let us know where they're going to be today
Yes.
so
Do
we
it.
can be there with a camera, we'd appreciate it.
When is this whole public meeting supposed to happen?
It's probably happening now. I know it was supposed to happen this morning, so I'm kind of waiting on her to text me to let me know
Oh, man.
what happened.
Man, I hope the Monster Bride listens to the Bird Show and calls us.
Too late now.
I want to talk about her feelings.
You better call us back and let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. I have a question for you guys that are listening right now. Because there are going to be some people that are in their cars right now going, you can't help who you fall in love with.
The heart wants what the heart
The
wants.
heart wants what the heart wants. All right. If you're one of those people, like you fell in love with somebody that was kind of taboo, but you couldn't help it. You couldn't help it. So you fell for your best friend's fiance, or you fell for
Your sister's ex-husband.
the heart wanted what it wanted. All right. On the voice disguiser, 1-855-BERT Show. We'll talk to you next.
Hey, The Bert Show.
It was destiny.
Was it?
It was destiny.
Or was it your loins?
There's always a victim in destiny. If the story remains that you guys have been together for 20 years, 15 years, or what have you, even though he was dating somebody else or she was dating somebody else, it's sad for them, but it's your destiny. And the heart, Kristen, wants what it wants.
Thank you, Selena.
And it could not be denied. 1-855-BERT Show. Who were you supposed to not be with? But it was just a gravitational pull, and you ended up with him. Good morning, Holly. You were on the voice disguiser.
Good morning.
Okay, who was it? Who was it?
My husband's best friend.
Your husband's
Nice.
best friend. How long were you married before you decided that you needed to be with the best friend?
We had just rolled over our 15th anniversary.
Was he in the wedding?
No, he was not.
Okay. Not that that makes a difference. All
It
right.
does.
No, I think it would have.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it would have. And how long into your marriage did you realize it was your husband's best friend that you wanted to be with?
Just over the last year of the marriage, really, we had gotten to where we really didn't have conversation. We barely spoke. We barely saw each other. It was very disconnected. And he kept throwing me together with his friends, picking him up from here, taking him here, hanging out with him at the house, taking him home. And it just, you get to that point where you don't feel good about yourself, and somebody pays you a little bit of attention, and it just kind of blossomed from there.
And are you guys still together?
We are.
And how long ago is that? And how long is this now?
August 30th will be 1 year.
Okay.
Did you ever give your husband a chance to rectify the situation? Like, did you tell him how you were feeling? Like, you were feeling neglected and you were feeling ignored, and that he gave him a chance to step up and be the man that you needed him to be?
I did. I did that actually several times
Okay.
during our relationship, and we actually went to counseling for a little while, and then I quit talking to the best friend, and we tried to put things back together, and then lo and behold, he had a girlfriend and had been going to the strip club and doing all kinds of things that he had never done before.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had one really bad night, and it was just time to go.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Once that switch is off, sometimes it's just off. You fight it, like, no, we can work this thing out. But if it's off, it's off. Here is Kelly. The heart wanted what it wanted, and who was it?
Well, it was my ex-husband's boss.
Well, it was my husband at the time, but
Okay.
We kind of know where the story went from there now.
Right. So,
yeah, that's how it ended terribly.
where were the two of you introduced?
Well, we were introduced via FaceTime, and we talked for like 3 years, and then we met face to face, and it was like that weird feeling that people say when you talk to somebody but never met them, and then you just kind of, I don't know, it hit me. It was really weird, and he was standing right there, and my husband was like a foot away from me. I couldn't breathe. I was like, holy crap.
And then from the minute that you FaceTime to when you guys ended up together was how long?
It was like 3 years, but when we first started FaceTiming, it wasn't really, I mean, we started off as like friends because we had never met, and it was my husband's boss, so like I didn't think anything of it.
Dang.
And he had 3 kids, was married, and, you know, like his kids were asking for me on FaceTime, like everything was cool, but then when we met in person, we were like, wow, this isn't something that we can hide, or so we tried to hide it. It ended up coming out like 6 months later, but his trip here was something, I don't know, I can't even really explain it.
I'm just curious as to why you and the ex-husband's boss needed to FaceTime.
Well, he was in North Dakota, so he worked on an oil rig, so I never really got to see my husband but like every other month.
Gotcha.
So we would talk a lot. So they would always be together, so we would FaceTime. And my husband would pretty much just like, you know, give the phone to his boss.
Another oil rig love story.
If you've heard one, you've heard them all.
Yeah.
Listen, those guys go and work for like 6 months, and then they come back for a month, and then they go again.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
The truth is that if your relationship is healthy, then you can turn yourself away from attractiveness to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't be lured.
Mm-mm. Hey, Rebecca, good morning. You were on the Bert Show.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I actually fell in love with my ex-husband's best friend, but the thing is, he is actually still my fiance's groomsman, best man for our wedding in November.
Whoa, this is the most amazing switch of all time right here. You fell in love with your husband's best friend. You and your husband get divorced. You and the best friend are now getting married, and your ex-husband is the best man.
Yes.
Whoa!
You're
That's
a
crazy.
Lifetime movie.
Whoa! How in the world did that all happen?
We were actually friends for 16 years, like all together, and then me and my ex-husband just fell in love and got married. But his friend always had a thing for me, and when we didn't work out, it just kind of fell into, you know, that area.
Dang.
And your husband's cool with it.
It took him a while to get used to it, but he finally came around.
Well, yeah, he's in the wedding.
Man, if you're... And the wedding is happening when?
November 17th.
Yeah, I'd be nervous to invite him to the wedding,
That's
man.
insane.
That sounds like chokehold, right as he's about to say, I do.
But he's in the wedding party.
I don't have that kind of maliciousness, but man.
Keep your enemies close.
That's it.
Yeah, he's right there.
All right, so Catherine is back here. Catherine originally called us about 15 minutes ago and said that her best friend had fallen in love with the wedding planner, right? Do I have that right?
Her best friend is the wedding planner.
Is the wedding planner.
And she fell in love with the groom.
And they were going to tell the bride in a public place this morning.
Yeah, not only is the wedding planner going to be like, yeah, you know, you're too much for me. I don't like your personality. I think you're a bridezilla. I no longer want to plan your wedding. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm stealing your groom.
They thought it'd be good to team up in public and tell her.
I don't need any of the deposits back, but I am taking your husband. All right, Catherine, did she call you or hit you up?
Yeah, she texted me.
What'd she say?
It didn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess it went as well as it could be expected. Yeah, she apparently just got really quiet, and then she stormed off into the bathroom. So they kind of waited around 10 minutes. She didn't come out, so they just left.
They left her in the bathroom.
Well, I mean, how long are you going to wait?
Yeah.
I would want to be alone. I wouldn't go to the bathroom. I'd go to my car. But, I mean, how long are you supposed to wait?
I think the wedding planner should. I don't know. There is no right way. There is no wrong way.
isn't.
The whole situation just blows.
I hope they at least ordered her an all-star breakfast, so there was a feast to come back to feed her sadness. This sucks. All the waffles.
She deserved a grand slam.
Told you.
All the
Waffle
waffles.
House.
Oh, so at this point, we don't know how she's doing. Yeah, they should have never done it in a public place to begin with.
They should not have. Like, that's putting that she's so vulnerable in a public place now. I mean, not only is the wedding of her dreams being, ruined and done and gone, but also her fiance. That's a lot to consume in a public place.
Y'all.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't think this went quite the way they were expecting.
Oh, yeah, because I'm sure they were thinking, she's going to go, you know what, that's cool. I kind of felt it. You know what, that's all right. I didn't want to go through this anyway.
Why didn't the groom just break up with her? Why'd they have to, be so salty about it?
Yeah.
I don't think they were trying to be salty. I think they were
trying to be honest.
Better to do it together.
No, that's salty. You're teaming up on somebody.
Better to do it together.
You're teaming up on a heartbroken individual. That's just rude.
He should have did that on his own.
It was better for the groom and it was better for the wedding planner because they had each other. But think about the bride. She's got nobody.
There really has to be a worst breakup scenario ever. We have to take calls on this eventually. What was the worst timing or worst way to break up? Because this is right up there.
I am scarred because I have been broken up with in a public place, and I did the breaking up with in a public place, and it's just never a good idea. Now, obviously, there are those extreme cases. If you're dealing with somebody that has anger issues or violence issues, well, then of course that's a whole other ball of wax. But with the situation I can never eat at Giuseppe's again, and they had the best vodka sauce because Carl Sanderson had to break up with me before the meal even got there. So not only was I crying in public, but I couldn't eat my meal because I lost my appetite.
Copeland's on Valentine's Day. I'll never go back to Copeland's.
You never forget.
All right, Catherine, thanks for filling us in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Is it all pasta? Did we all get dumped over pasta? No. Because mine was macaroni grill, man.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Were you writing on the?
Yeah.
You just did a big F you and an arrow pointing to him with a crayon.
I think I was in that era where I was stuck, Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so you can't break up. But the relationship was bad, and then at Valentine's Day dinner, it just exploded over champagne or something like that.
Y'all look great. I was at McDonald's.
At least we got a noodle.
Exactly. What are y'all complaining about?
Poor Mo wasn't loving it. I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
Hey, Nicole, what's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Good. We were just talking about the heart wants what it wants.
That's accurate.
What happened?
So I am saying, basically, next Sunday, I am the maid of honor in my ex-husband's wedding, and I am best friends with his fiance.
Were you guys best friends
before the divorce?
We hated each other. Absolutely hated one another. When we met, there was a lot of drama with his family, and then people were just saying a lot of different things. And I have a daughter with her fiance, and so we met just because we were going to have a birthday party, and we said, we're going to squash this. So we sat down at a Starbucks, and both of us sat there just basically wanting to be at each other's throats because there was just so much animosity there. And we walked away, exchanging numbers, saying, oh, my gosh, I met my best friend.
Okay.
Ever since then, we've been inseparable.
Unreal. Everybody's got a story, man.
I could imagine, though, because they went into Starbucks, hating each other. And I'm so petty. I'd be like, I'll get your coffee. Right, bitch, on hers.
Get it? The Bert Show.